everyone. This is Pamela Topchian, your host for Holistic Connections, Conversations with Holistic Practitioners. So I will let my guests introduce themselves and share what you do in the holistic healing space, please.
Yes, thank you so much for having
Thank you.
me. I am so honored to be here in this holistic field environment, and we share the same love and
Yeah.
frequency with that. So I'm Michi DeLucien. I have come from 20 years in the corporate leadership background to then finding myself after burnout and my journey of just a lot of spiritual awakenings that occurred throughout that led me to the love of energy healing. And I am now a certified chakra and energy healer, specifically helping high achievers, corporate women, and single parents. Which I have a story, that goes along with that as well. But with those specific women, just looking to help support them through gentle transformation, through energy healing and love and support with as well nature-based practices. So I love it and I'm here and I thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. I am so honored to have you on. So thank you as well. I really appreciate it.
Yes.
So, so how did you first become interested? Was it from the burnout of the, corporate world and then trying to find another direction for yourself, or how did that start?
So what I know right now, which I didn't know then, is that I had to go in my journey, I had to go through all these different trials and tribulations
Yeah.
and sometimes rock bottom, dark nights of the soul, just to push you and guide you to where you need to be. Not everyone has to experience these things in life. Sometimes for me, I feel like I was a little bit stubborn back then growing up. So it was looking back, I saw a lot of red flags or
Mhm.
whispers and signs. Then it became pushes, and then it became just, you know, um, rock bottom at
Yeah.
different points of my life. So I don't say that it was just one spiritual awakening there where I was like, aha, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It was more over time of experiencing all these things little by little. And it was more like layers of myself that what I thought I was from
Yeah.
programming of everything that I grew up in and the media at the time. And when you're young girls, you're thinking that you need to be a certain way and lack of self-esteem and all of that. So like little by little after each burnout or breakdown, layers of me were coming apart. And the more that happened, the more I started awakening.
Yeah.
And pretty much it was around the COVID time. So not too long ago, but it was really around when COVID hit. I had this like strong feeling. I was already dabbling into
Mm-hmm.
spirituality all my life, trying the different religions, and spirituality always called to me because it wasn't like it's only this way and that's all you can do. It's more
Right.
what calls to you, what is your truth, self-development, and what's true to us, right?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, and so during COVID, I remember that I was going through a lot of rabbit holes and really, really figuring out what it is that I want. Something didn't feel right. And I somehow, out of nowhere, through a lot of my research, I found a retreat that was being offered.
Oh,
And I went to a retreat where I studied. It was a program called Finding True Self, and for some reason that called to me, and that was kind of the spark of where I fell in love with energy healing. And from there I just studied, where I was researching even more, and fell in love with just the truth about chakras and our chakra
yeah.
systems. And I've always been fascinated with physics growing up, and just the nature of our universe. And so this is all just me. And so when I said, oh, chakras, what are chakras? It is our energy centers, right? So
Yeah.
I started doing healing on myself and
Mm-hmm.
seeing the shift, seeing the difference. My senses became more awakened. So through my own energy healing and my own love for that, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what these
Yeah.
women who are the reason they're feeling lost or stuck in life is not because they're broken or they're messed up. It's they're just disconnected and not in alignment. And
Yeah.
how I found that is not going to a service and just being told what to do. It's more
Yeah.
going through the physical energy healing practices that will awaken you and help you find your true self. And so that's how I am here now, and gone through all of that transformation myself. And so that's what I do for these lovely, amazing ladies that just need that little dose of kind of guidance, and just
Yeah.
to feel better and live life to their highest.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Yeah, so many women were feeling that way. And I think during the pandemic too, like you mentioned, a lot of us had time to sort of step back from what we were doing day to day and reflect and then do some research or, even experiment ourselves and just find what really feels good within our mind and our body and our soul and
Yeah,
just what we really needed and maybe neglecting for so long, just going through the motions. So a lot of people have that
absolutely.
story of the being in the corporate
Yes,
world or some other kind of more logical space.
right.
I myself am a former nurse, and it was during the pandemic that I ended up quitting because it was really,
Wow.
yeah.
So a lot of people, yeah, had that turnaround around that
Yeah.
time more
Yes.
so. I mean, I think there's a lot to go into that.
Sure.
That's another little pathway that would
Right.
take a long conversation. But I feel like in a way, when all of that came out and the way things were happening, it kind of like backfired because a lot of instead of keeping everybody locked down, it awakened people. It
Right.
really gave the time for people to be more at home researching. And I just feel like there was a major shift that
Yep.
happened around this time
Yep.
where people were either deciding to follow this idea or this idea. And I feel like it's for the better. So sometimes the
Yeah.
universe has interventions for a reason.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
honestly, I still love the corporate world. I still
Hmm.
have projects that I'm dabbling with in the corporate world because that's what I did right out of high school, and
Yeah.
got amazing opportunities. But at the same time, my passion and my purpose is this energy healing life.
Yeah. And it sounds like you have a real good balance of that too. So that's
Yes,
great.
which I learned now. Exactly. Now,
Yeah.
ask me 10 years ago, 15
Right.
years ago, I went through a lot of situations, but
Yeah.
it's through experience that we all are able to share
Right.
our stories and help people. And you
Right.
too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I love that you've mentioned how this awakening was not like one big moment, like everything finally fit. It was just one nudge, one whisper, just following all these little nudges from the universe
Yes.
and, different things happening at different times. I think so many people, when they hear about like a spiritual awakening or an enlightenment or anything like that, they think of it as being just one moment, or during meditation, this big thing happened or during
Yes.
something, but it's not normally like that. There's
Yes.
usually a lot of steps leading up to it. Yeah.
It's very common, exactly. So, and some people may, like
Right.
I'm having a conversation with somebody in a few weeks that experienced an organic Kundalini
Yeah.
awakening, which I'm fascinated with. I would love to
Yeah.
learn more about. But in some cases, people do have all of a sudden one big bang.
Right. It happens.
Yeah, but more common is the little throughout our journey.
Yeah, and I think people need to know that. So I'm glad that you had brought that up
No,
too.
great. Yes, yes.
I think it's on your website where you mentioned from survival to soul alignment. So can you talk a little bit about what soul alignment is for somebody who may have never heard that term or has no idea what that entails or what that means?
Yes. Soul alignment is more understanding what it is that your heart, what you truly, truly want, and who you truly are,
Yeah.
which people may not really know that or know what to say because that's still work that needs to be done within, right?
Yeah.
But when you really, really are in alignment and walking your soul's purpose, like our soul is just, it's constantly growing, right? We
Yeah.
were meant to come here on earth, which I believe is like a little school or
Yeah.
game or it's
Game. Yeah.
a beautiful game.
Yeah.
But we're here. I feel that we are here and we're going to keep coming here until we learn certain lessons that
Hmm.
maybe we don't know right this moment what we are supposed to learn, but we need to kind of take each experience and see how to become better from that.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to help us awaken even further and further and further. So just being soul led is just what is true to your heart, what
Hmm.
is true to yourself, and start walking in alignment. So my days now in my midlife, I practice this and I teach this and I live like this, I explain this to my kids, is when we live our true self and we walk in alignment every day with things that align to us, not for
Yeah.
other people, but to us, life is just so much better. And this is how you're going to reach where you're supposed to be much sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
So it's more just choosing each day, make a choice,
Yeah.
what it is that calls to you, what you are in alignment with. And
Yeah.
for me, it's just now I'm rooted in just authenticity. That's my
Yeah.
life. Anybody who knows me can vouch for that. And it's more so just being your authentic yourself in everything you do, giving
Yeah.
to people, providing service to people, your business, everything. And when you are that, the right people will come in your paths, the right like-minded people, and those who are meant to be.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
life is just so much better this way.
Yeah. That's a beautiful explanation. Thank you. I love that.
Yes,
Yeah. Beautiful.
yes.
What has surprised you the most since starting working with people in this way? What has surprised you?
Good question. I think that I would say the first thing that comes to my mind without even thinking too much are the women that I've come across that are not happy with their life
Hmm.
currently, which is okay because we're all on different levels of our life, but are not happy and not understanding that it's something simple to just understand that it's inner work that we need to do, and a lot of it is connected to your alignment, what you are aligned with, whether it's your job, whether it's your partner, your relationship, your friends, your group, your environment. Something is misaligned somewhere, and this
Yeah.
is why you're not happy. And I think it surprises me that I feel like I just want to sometimes shake these beautiful women and be like this is what you need to do, but sometimes, it's everybody has to experience things on their own
Right.
timing, their own pace. So it's more healers like us who know it works for us, just putting the message out there, and when the time is there and when the people are ready, they will
Yeah.
be curious and interested. And it's just taking that first step to just say, hey, what is this about? Or, hey, I'd like to join, a chakra session or an energy healing session. But I think it's more so that it's a lot of disbelief that this could actually work.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a question too I was going to ask was what kind of misconceptions do you think that there are about energy work or working with chakras or the soul alignment or any of the services that you provide? What do you think is some of the biggest misconceptions that people come to
Hmm.
you with and ask you about?
I would say it's not so much asking, but more so participating or performing, because I'm in Miami, Florida, and we have
Hmm.
so many groups and organizations that promote yoga, for instance.
Yeah.
And I know because I'm very aware and heightened in the sense of my intuitiveness, and
Hmm.
I can sense when things and people are real and not.
Yeah.
So I feel that a lot of places and groups are doing it for the exercise, yes, but not actually helping to teach others that are attending what it's really for and what it's really
Right.
doing to your body. And that this yoga pose that you do, it's not just a nice stretch. You
Right.
have to be intentionally involved, be mindful doing this practice, connect with your body, and it's not just a cute pose for Instagram, as much as we love them, because I sure love to look cute, right? But
Yeah.
it's not only this. And I think that when for instance, I hold my chakra circles, my chakra sessions, and I like to explain what it is that I'm doing. And
Yeah.
we do some uncomfortable and not so pretty things, but it's because you're getting energy out in certain areas. We're doing a lot of connecting and channeling and pulling in energy before we even do these yoga poses.
Yeah.
And I love to use Qigong, which is more gentle and
Hmm.
more connection with the space around us. And everything is energy and with intention. So if you're
Yeah.
going just to too busy looking at your camera and getting the cute pose and this and that, you're not going to feel the benefits of it.
Right.
So
You
I
have to
think
be in it
you have to
more
be
than just
in it.
doing the pose. Right.
So
Right.
it starts when you put your feet right there in the mat, right there when you attend, and that would be more the misconception is, oh, this is not going to work for me, and oh, this is not fun enough for me. But that's why I would just want to put it out there. Ask questions, see the authenticity from the teacher or instructor or coach that you're
Mm-hmm.
working with, and just ask a question if you're uncertain about something and give things a try. If you feel good with that person and you
Yeah.
feel good afterwards, then this is perhaps the right thing for you. And it's just a matter of sticking with it.
Yeah, just I think any kind of treatment or method of modality, anything that you have to kind of feel that connection with the instructor or the trainer or the
Mm-hmm.
teacher, whatever it may be. Yeah, and there's plenty of people that do a lot of the same things, but they're all going to do it a little bit different, a little bit more
Yes.
personal to how they feel is most beneficial for them and most
Yes.
beneficial for their clients. So do you work with people mostly just in person, or is it virtual and groups or one-on-one, or how does that work for you?
Yeah, I both, because we are now in the age of technology.
Yeah,
So, and that's a blessing and a curse at the same time, but
right.
it's right now with everyone's businesses, it's good that we all become virtual
Hmm.
because we need to be able to reach people all over for the healing and benefit of everyone. So, I am also a big fan of being in nature and doing these practices in nature.
Yeah.
Huge fan. So, I do once a week in Miami, Florida, my nature 1 hour sessions for people who would love to attend.
Nice.
And this is going to like a serene park, being in greenery, listening
Hmm.
to nature, because nature has its own frequency. It is healing
Yeah.
just putting your bare feet on the ground. And I do my chakra session in person once a week. Then I do fun things, a free community circle, doing during sunrise
Oh,
and or
nice.
sunset on the beach, which is
Oh,
beautiful. There's a lot of that, but again, I've seen some that do these huge circles with music and this and that, but people seem more there for the party and fun rather than the
yeah.
actual healing. So I do this, taking this serious, not for
Hmm.
the crazy Miami fun, more so for the internal
Yeah.
positive healing. So you're going to leave grounded and feeling just good and refreshed.
Nice.
And virtually, I have also Saturday morning virtuals for my high achievers, where it's similar thing. I do, I have my whole itinerary of grounding, meditation, leading into qigong, yoga, and we finish off that way. So it's a mixture,
Nice.
and I feel
Yeah.
that it's needed definitely between in person and also virtual.
Yeah. Very nice.
I'm also really big into networking and collaboration, because I feel
Yeah.
like one thing that this person does, you can collaborate, not to be, there's a lot of also competition going
Yeah.
on, and it's not to compete. It's more so to have this extra
Yeah.
amazing session when you can put different healers in a room. It comes out to be this beautiful,
Absolutely.
environment. Hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Um, so what's the best place for people to reach you? Is it your website or one of your socials, or where's the best place for people to reach you, whether they just want to, get more information or whether they want to sign up for any of your
For
offerings?
sure. Oh, thank you. They can reach me probably best on Instagram, because
Okay.
on there I also have my link to Calendly, where they can
Okay.
simply hit the link in my bio to jump on a discovery call, or just to
Yeah.
ask a few questions if they have. But my Instagram is Michi DeLucien underscore 333.
Yep.
Love those numbers, 333.
Yeah.
And that's the best place. From there, I'm posting always a lot of other things and podcasts, etc.
Yeah.
So yes, but that's just the simplest straight shot.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll have that information below as well. So you do have your own podcast. So you want to speak about that a little bit?
Ooh, so much fun.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. So this was a new passion project, and it's one of those where I've always wanted to do it, but I've always been a little bit bad about time management. And this is like limiting beliefs where it comes into play, because it's
Right.
always like, I
Right.
don't have enough time, time, time,
Yeah.
time. What is time? And finally, once you just get yourself aligned and realize that anything is possible, we can have anything we want as long as we put our effort and organize our work life balance to fit in the things that really call to you. So this was something, my podcast, that I really has been calling to me, and I finally launched it about 2 months ago,
Oh,
and
okay,
I've been
okay.
on, yeah, and I've been on a roll, having amazing guests. Just,
Yeah.
it's geared towards the midlife. So it's called
Okay.
Energy Unleashed, the Midlife Reset. So this is on YouTube right now, soon
Hmm.
to be on the other platforms, but I'm giving my energy to YouTube. Brand spanking new, and it's just for the midlife and just a beautiful space for us to get together, help those in the midlife who may be feeling stuck and need some uplifting. And even for those thriving, it's fine. It just gives you that extra more reassurance and just
Yeah.
benefits of energy healing. We talk about the nature of the laws of the universe and people who have gone through their own stories, trials,
Yeah.
tribulations, traumas, and how they bounce back up from that hitting rock
Yeah.
bottom to now thriving. And so I have a lot of those people who have success stories just to give us hope.
Yeah.
And look, it helps me too. We're all still students and learning, of this universe and everything that goes around. So it's helping me, and it's something I love. It's my passion. It's what I'm in alignment with. And I
Yeah.
know that although it's not big and booming yet, that it's going to do the work that it has to do if it's just
Yeah.
even one person. And I'm just posting for fun and being honored to speak to amazing people that I'm connecting with that's aligned with me. You
Yeah.
you meet so many like minds. But yeah, it's called Energy Unleash the Midlife Reset podcast, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. I love that. And we will have that information below along with your website, which is just
Awesome.
yourname.com, and YouTube and Instagram, and then your website. Are you on any other socials or anything?
I have Facebook as well, which
Okay.
I'm also new to.
Oh, okay.
And it's more so there's so many platforms, but it's
I know.
yes, there's so many. So Facebook is just my name, Michi
Okay.
DeLucien. You can find me simply like that.
Okay.
And yeah, and my website and my Calendly, which is linked to all of those platforms as well.
Okay, great, great. So is there
Yeah.
anything else that you would like to share, whether about yourself or just to make sure that people know before we end this today?
I would say to all the women, I mean, this is women and men, but specifically because I'm speaking as a woman who has gone through so many different situations
Yeah.
in life that was emotionally heavy to me,
Yeah.
single parenting my kids all their life. And I had extreme burnout and experienced several other things, which I go into, and I'm sharing more on my podcast about these little
Yeah.
situations. But I know how sometimes you can feel like just the weight of life is just too much, and
Mhm.
that there's never an end to this. And it's just, this is how my life is going to be, just on loop, on loop,
Right.
on loop, and the same things happening. And this is just my life. I'm going to accept it. And you're stuck in this. Yes, it's all about accepting, but accepting to what level? Like, do you have that little whisper in you that says that I deserve more?
Yeah.
Like, ask yourself that. And when you ask that and you feel like you don't deserve to be stuck like this, then that's a sign that then this is your calling. This is
Yeah.
a sign that you have more and you can have your dream life.
Yeah.
And it just takes one choice, one step to be curious and just make the move to either find someone who's been there through that, been there, done that, ask them a question, whatever you want, or, just start researching and just close your eyes and just take a few minutes every day and have that self-care quiet time to ask yourself what it is that you truly want, and your body will speak to you. It's all about
Yeah.
feeling. So I just want to give hope to every hardworking woman out there that you are not broken. You are just, if anything, it's just misalignment somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm here to support you guys, sending love, big energy, and reach out if you have just with a simple question or a free phone call, and
Yeah.
let's just see from there. But there is
Yeah.
hope, and you can change and have your spectacular life.
Yes, great message, great message. People need to know that there is still hope. So many people
Yes,
feel stuck in so many different situations. So
yes,
just knowing that there's hope is huge. Just knowing that it's possible for something different. Yeah, if you're not, like you
yes,
said, if you're not in alignment with who you really feel that you are, in your life. So yeah, great
yes.
message.
Thank you so much. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, I want to thank you once again for being here. I'm so appreciative that all that you've shared with us today. I know that the audience has learned, I have learned, and I can't
Yes.
wait to get all your information out there. So, everybody, please check the description box below. I know a lot of times people don't, but please check out all her links down there. So, thank
Oh,
you once again.
thank you. You're a pleasure. Thank you, hon.